Another episode appropriating black culture. It's Brain Jail, folks. Who is this?
This is Charles Wright. Chuck Wright.
Do your thing.
This is in Boogie Nights when William H. Macy blows his brains out.
Oh,
This is the song playing.
I like it better now. It's 7:52. The night before Thanksgiving. I got a Guinness in one hand. I got my vape in the other. And I got your mom on my face.
Wolfman Jack intro.
Oh my God. It's good. Is anybody else hard?
I stay hard. My balls hurt. I told you that.
Yeah.
My balls have been hurting for the last 2 hours. I don't know
Aching
why.
over the possibility of unemployment, folks. The old ball ache.
Yeah, I might get laid off. So now, anytime my natural response to stress is like Spider-Man, but my balls just tingle really hard.
Yeah, it's, you got a trick knee where it's like, hey, it's gonna snow.
My balls start shaking so fast that they make a little humming noise when I walk around.
Like a hummingbird?
Yeah, they're like,
I always know I'm about to get fired when my balls hit the high G.
Yeah, I might hail tomorrow. Feeling my good ball.
My left ball's telling me I shouldn't trust you, but my right ball seems to like you.
Yep, sailors back in the day, they used to circumvent the seas by only their balls.
He's out on the bow of the boat. And now let me get this straight here. We're gonna go east. I can feel it in my left testy. The wind's coming in strong from the east.
I'll get you boys to Haiti, become hell or high water.
The feeling of worry
Emma.
will unleash, typically about an imminent event or something with an uncertain outcome.
If this gonna be that kind of party, I'm gonna stick my dick in the mashed potato. Oh God! They're gonna know I'm dumb.
I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Let me break it down for you. I'm good.
Okay.
Welcome to Brain Jail.
What was that last part? Welcome to Brain Jail. That was the voice of Woke Satan, also known as Riri Soda on Twitter, and his brother Jace Wayne Avery to my right. This is Brain Jail, a podcast with three, as Norm Macdonald would say, three deeply closeted homosexuals.
Mm-hmm. I'm trans, though.
Oh,
yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah.
A podcast is going to be canceled now that I made a mistake about gender. If you enjoy the podcast, go to iTunes or wherever you listen and leave us a 5-star review. And if you want to reach out to us and molest us with your words, send an email to brainjpod@gmail.com.
Yeah.
And if you want to call me, hit me on my pager. But if it's only major, that's only the time I'll answer it.
Kevin is still based in 1997 technology.
I got to do it. I got a rotary.
Kevin has a pager that matches every tracksuit that he owns.
I have to do it. I'm sharing a landline with my neighbors. I'll have to hit them up. I'll pound on the floor with a broom. Be like, hey, I got to use the phone. Got to get my prescription in about 5 minutes. FYI. And he's like, man, I'm fucking my bitch right now.
Yeah.
It's,
I always on the phone when I'm fucking my bitch.
This phone sex costing me $1.29 a minute.
You motherfuckers know I can only come by calling a sex hotline while I fucking my bitch.
That's what I assume he's saying, but I can actually only hear.
Yeah, Dad from the Peanuts. Oh, sorry, I hit the wire. That was my bad.
Uh-oh, what's going on?
Is that me?
I don't know what it is. Oh, yeah, it is. It's your phone.
Okay.
But
and
folks,
we're back.
I just pulled the microphone out of the stand and hit myself in the lip with it. So I think that's what fixed it.
Because you're gay, dude.
Because I'm gay.
Because you're fucking gay.
Dude, what's wrong with you?
No,
I love walking up to people at 7-Eleven and going, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah, because you'd always be right. You'd always like cause some crisis inside
Like,
somebody.
How did he know?
But
Yeah,
nobody.
He's
would
right.
admit
I'm
it.
buying 18 packs of High Chew pineapple flavor.
Hey, fuck off, buddy. That seems too specific. I love me some high chew.
That wasn't an attack, but
Oh,
you know.
no, it was, bro. And if you ask me what's wrong with me in the middle of 7-Eleven, depending on the time of night, you're bound to get an ass.
I just know,
or at least an attempt.
The only time I've eaten High Chew is when I'm obliterated on weed and I shouldn't have driven to the gas station. And for
Yeah.
some reason, I want to eat 5 packs of High Chew.
They're great. Get all the flavors.
The candy that it tastes and feels like medication.
I love it. I love it so much. I love me a high chew. I want to always risk pulling my fillings out.
My favorite candy now is the Tums Chewables. That's a good candy.
Really?
It tastes like cherry.
Huh.
Yeah.
I love my daily prescription of Tramadols. I have 6 of them. They're candy.
Then you roll up in a little piece of cheese.
Tramadol?
They're like cherries.
Tramadol?
Tramadol. That's actually not something I would take. That's like a painkiller, I think.
Oh, really?
It's
Yeah.
like taking like a tranquilizer or something.
Yeah, I had a bottle of them that I held on to for about 8 years.
Yeah.
And then was like, wonder what this is.
That was like a medicine back when they were like, oh, this person's depressed. We should probably get them addicted to heroin. That'll fix it. And it did for a while.
It was actually actually after my finger surgery. I had a human being living inside my finger, and I had to get it removed. And they gave me a bunch of painkillers, and Tramadols were one of them. I took like one, and I was like, Jenny, I feel silly. It was because I was 4. I was like,
Yeah.
doing any type
You
of
just
drugs.
became a closeted, like, gay husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You became a husband doing weed for the first time in the 70s.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I am that guy.
Jenny, put on the Negro records. Let's listen to Curtis Mayfield, Jenny.
Turn up the vibraphone. Yeah. I feel goofy. Put on some Glenn Miller. I want to get down, baby girl.
Like, when you dance, you just point your fingers in different directions.
But I'm looking at him as I point him, like I'm like blown away that
Yeah.
I'm doing this. Like
Jenny, let's send the kids to your grandma's house and let's play that Red Fox Party record.
I know I'm usually too reserved, darling, but I'm thinking about pointing my fingers in the air. Gosh, this alcohol pill is really hitting me funny.
Pointing your fingers.
She's going, he never usually points his fingers at home.
It is a good way to dance, though, because you don't have to be flexible. Like, even people in wheelchairs can do it.
Oh, yeah. I like
Crippled or just, injured.
I like to dance.
Yeah. I like to be an idiot when I'm dancing.
But yeah, I can't. My moves are you don't move the feet, do a lot of upper body movement, feet stay still. Because if I move my feet, it looks like I'm just running.
I'd like to do a run in place. That's in the rotation, a run in place. And I'm really just fucking going and like lifting my knees high, like to the beat, you know? I'll put that in the rotation and then I'll do but it's a lot of like dancing and like shuffling my feet around. I get real sweaty. It's probably why my ankles are so bad. It's from because I keep breaking ankles out on the dance floor.
Yeah, you have ballerina feet.
Yeah, I really do, man. Because I used to go to a lot of weddings because people were praising the Lord so hard that every time they'd get an erection, they'd be like, "That means we need to get married." So we went to a bunch of weddings.
You have that foot injury that only Bill Walton and Russian ballerinas have, or it just cracks down the middle.
Oof,
Yeah.
Yeah.
doesn't feel good, but great place to hide my coins.
Yeah.
If ever I'm in need, pal, I just slice my ankle open and take that silver dollar out of my bone.
They'll never hijack me from here.
It would suck now to like get injured and have to go to the hospital, and you were like, not only do you have a broken arm, but now you have COVID, like for sure.
Right.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
They just shoot COVID. They're like, we know you're going to get COVID, so we're just going to inject it into you.
We're just gonna give you
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah, we're going to have a Mexican day laborer cough in your mouth real quick.
Well, that's what the vaccine's going to do. They're just going to give us a little bit of COVID.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently this one's like DNA. Like it's
The vaccine
big
is
time.
actually you just go to a quinceanera in East LA right now.
Yeah.
And you just get a little COVID.
Or you go to my family's Thanksgiving gathering that we're not going to. Gosh dang it! Actually, it's the Christmas thing. My brother sent this thing. I was so stoked to go see the whole family for Christmas, but then I remembered about
Your entire
like-
family's dead.
it was like
From COVID.
2 or
Yep.
3 years ago. I remember saying something to my brother to the effect of, "Oh man, yeah, Trump's crazy. These guy's a real nut." And he's like, "What's wrong? Tell me one thing that's bad about him. Tell me. No, for real. Go ahead. Tell me. Tell me one thing. No, that's fine. Hey, one thing that he's actually done that's affected, that's been bad. And I was like, can we see your ARs again? Yeah. So then I was like thinking they're probably like thinking COVID's a hoax. And so we're going to go to see the family and end up getting, COVID and killing my grandma.
COVID's the Easter bunny to some of these people out there.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's the damn tooth fairy.
Yeah.
God bless them.
Did you guys watch that CBS 25-minute piece on QAnon?
No, what was it?
It's like...
Let's watch it.
Like, okay.
Here we go.
Well, here's the thing. I underestimated how big QAnon was. I've always told you people, it's like 1 million people.
Yeah.
It's a shitload of people.
It's like, I think I looked it up.
It's an insane amount of people.
It's 20% of the country.
Yeah. It's so big.
Literally, like, you're like, well, American democracy is important because everybody gets a say. And then 20% of the country is like, no, Trump is arresting every pedophile. And Bruce Springsteen is one. And Tom Hanks is one.
Yeah.
And the day of reckoning is coming. People still believe that.
That's the thing. It's like, how did Trump not win if 20% of the nation is QAnon?
Well,
Yeah.
But is that how divided we are? It's like, well, the other 20% though is like, complete the far opposite of that.
Yeah,
they're like pedophilia is God.
Right.
It's good to fuck kids. Because they think it's bad.
I'd go home and I have a couple wines and I just imagine Kamala braiding Joe's hair and I come over and over again with her black girl magic in the White House.
If a child wants to choose to be a sex slave, that's their decision.
We actually made our child chop his cock off it too, but it was his choice, but we highly encouraged
He
it.
said yes. He nodded.
So here's the interesting thing watching it is all these people think Q is going to go on forever. Like they're never going to give up this fight. Little do they know that everybody has said that about everything they've ever had in their life. Whether I'm gonna be in a band and we're gonna never like all that shit, right?
Right.
So they're gonna move on to something, but they're so far. I was talking to my friend Jake over Twitter about this. How many people are on a cocktail of something and they're high and a whole bunch of other stuff and they already have mental illness?
Yeah.
Like from what I can estimate, like 20% of people, it would be safe to say, who are devout followers of QAnon, have just left the planet completely. How many of those people are in high positions of power? How many of those people?
Zero.
Well, Marjorie Greene won in Georgia, and she's a devout QAnon follower. So these QAnon people are actually running for Congress and becoming like representatives and stuff and winning.
Yeah, people who are on Xanadu are now appeasing to more people than who aren't.
Right.
Yeah.
But maybe a lot of these people are using that platform in
Some
order
are
to
grifting.
gain votes.
Some are grifting.
Yeah.
100%.
I hope. But it's also could be like the Pepe thing, where if you have a Pepe sticker, they're like, "Oh, you like Pepe?" You're like, "I fucking love Pepe," and to them that means that you're a Nazi.
Right.
But to you, it means you liked the original cartoon and you've never been on the internet ever since.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't attack Pepe on the podcast or I'll have to walk out of the room.
Just using it as an example.
But so my whole thing watching this is like they show a lot of video of these people. They talk to them, and it's not one of those pieces where they just like find the most retarded shit they say. Like they actually hear them out. It was a very fair piece where they're like, "So what do you believe?" And then they didn't cut it together where they're like, "I want to put fucking." And they're just throwing up on their dick and balls and slipping in their vomit and their piss and their cum.
They're just saying names of people.
A human groiper. Yeah.
They just like presented it and they showed all these people who were voting and were wearing Q stuff and people marching in Hollywood with the Q signs and stuff. These are like severely disenfranchised people.
Right.
They're it's not like a guy from Wall Street like getting out of his Bugatti like with a Q on. It's like people who are fucked like it's like, oh, you're fucked for life.
Yeah.
You're working at Kmart, but like
Good place to work.
you don't even move up the ladder at Kmart.
Well,
like you've been stuck at the bottom for like a decade.
You're getting the government's giving a handout to Walmart because you're working there.
Right.
They're like, thank you.
Walmart is technically a 501c3 because you make so little money.
So
You pay him $20,000 a year, and we'll give you $40,000 worth of tax benefits. Okay.
So before I lose this thought, because I've been thinking about this for 24 hours, where these people don't have anywhere to go, right?
Okay.
But they're going to forget about Q.
Right.
Where the fuck do they go? Where do they go from here? They have nowhere to go. And if they're going to move on from Q, what is next? Dude, naturally with all of these movements, usually you get more progressive and more progressive. We've seen that. Like, is this like when you see people who are talking about Q who are running for Congress and like getting like 40% of the district to like vote for them? Like, what is the future of this? Where do they go? This isn't going away. Is this just the end? Like, I had sort of this moment where I was like, am I just witnessing, like, is this the first glimpse of like if you could see like the future coming, like if it was like an 18-wheeler on the freeway, and this, I'm like, is this just the headlights like far off in the distance? Like, what the is it idiocracy? Like, are we just seeing it slowly approach to the point where people are going to be so far broken and so gone, and their mind is splintered and just completely gone? Like, they go to crazier and crazier shit.
I think we've lifted the veil on the reality of the majority of human beings in the world by having the internet and giving everybody their own international news station, to where you're basically able to express how insane or gullible you are to the entire world more than you ever could. And so that's just been feeding on itself, just like, and just constantly with the YouTube and all the internet algorithm of just reinforcing. I mean, how can you expect these people to not believe that?
Especially when they're getting deplatformed constantly and getting their accounts deleted. They're like, oh, so I'm onto something here. They don't want me speaking.
Right.
And it fuels them.
It's literally, there's been so many confirmations in their life that it's probably
Joe Biden sniffing a girl's hair on television, and they're like, I knew he's a pedophile. Look at him.
Right.
Yeah.
He's like literally he's taking a baby and like fisting it on TV.
Well, and you're like, well, that's out of context. Him fisting that baby. It was an event where you fist babies.
This was an episode of Sesame Street. He was a guest star, and he confused which one was a puppet. Look, it was an honest mistake.
Yeah, he thought he was playing with Big Bird. All right.
Yeah, he had no clue.
Well, does he know? Kid's bleeding out of his ass.
Yeah, he's like, is this how you make him talk? It's like, oh, you're fisting a child.
Yeah, I mean, I work with a bunch of MAGA people, and they're like,
are they verging on Q now?
Well, no,
some of them are.
I feel like, and this is my whole point about why I think it is ultimately good that Trump is out of office, even if the Democratic side is also evil. Is I think Trump was just like, it was like all these MAGA people are like fat little retarded like Mexican children. And Trump was just like, if they were eating nothing but Laffy Taffy all day.
Yeah, they're like Cholo Thurman Merman.
Cholo Thurman Merman. Yeah. And they just like, hey, like Joe Biden, he's going to like make it, you have to fuck kids or you go to jail. It's like, no.
Are they like 7 years old in this bit?
Yeah, all my coworkers are 7-year-old cholos. Yeah. But no, since Trump has like now officially like kind of, he's like, all right, we're transitioning to Joe Biden. I feel like those people have calmed down. They'll still like, and they're normal people. They're very normal people. You talk to them about their day. They have like family, kids. You're like, oh, this is a great guy. And then they'll come up to you and they'll be like, do you know Joe Biden's going to shut down the country for 5 years? And I'm like, that's not true.
But those guys don't like come in the room and like take the Q hat off and they go, so yeah, about the last 4 years.
No,
that's my bad.
I know. I'm not saying.
I don't know what I was thinking. I have no idea.
I'm not saying
totally on me.
I'm not saying they put a Trump doll in a drawer and close it, and then they're like, I'm going to watch this Noam Chomsky interview.
Right.
They're not doing that, but they're just like, I'm going to get really into like vegetable gardening, and I'm just going to do that instead of like calling a black person the N-word on Xbox Live.
No, I get that a lot of them will go, oh, it's all bullshit anyway.
Everybody the N-word on Xbox Live. Good God.
I get a lot of them will do the move where you just push back from your work desk on the office chair and you go, fuck it, I'm going home.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's bullshit and fuck it and it's all fake anyway.
Yeah.
But some of these people will stick with this or move on to something that's like equally as crazy.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I think the country is hopped up on like crazy. I think we talked about this last week, like insanely addicted to something, and it's really fucking with their mental health. And the quarantine that's coming again is going to fuck with people's mental health. I don't know what's going to happen. Right. I don't know if this is like, I don't know if you put this back in the box, because there's going to be another. Like, people will study QAnon and create then another different version of QAnon and create another.
Well, this was the Tea Party in 2011. Basically, people who were like, there should be no more government. Like, that's their opinion, you know.
Dude, Tea Party was big in Fresno.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's kind of badass a little bit.
Yeah. That energy is always going to be there, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think,
but it was never like this. This is verging on like a level of Scientology almost,
dude.
Where it's like Jesus is going to come down and like pat Trump on the head, and then it's just going to be like in Lord of the Rings at the end with Mordor, where like they all just fall.
Right, Trump's on the
Like,
Eagles. Yeah,
Every sex offender in the world, just like there's a rapture of them to hell. And like we become the world's #1 economy again, and the debt is gone now because there's no pedophilia for some reason.
Dude, I mean, we are,
and we're a Christian nation and everything.
I don't know, man. I mean, the idea of us having a legitimate war in the streets doesn't feel crazy far away. You know what I mean? It just has to be a riot or something that just doesn't stop. It just keeps going and growing, and people get
George
convinced
Floyd
to
times
join
1,000.
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Like a cop kneels on 2 black guys at once.
Yeah,
oh my
exactly.
God! Stop it.
Yeah.
That's not even imaginable.
and both of the cops are Chinese.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't seem that crazy a reality, unfortunately. You know, people are just very. They want to be passionate about something.
They need a purpose. That's the thing. Their lives
Well,
suck,
I think-
so they have to go somewhere. And people aren't going to church anymore. Those people usually were like, the church preyed on like poor people,
Right.
so to speak. Not really. They fed them. They give them shelter and everything. To say they preyed on them is false. But you go to poor people and they don't have any future, any promise. You go, or any friends or community. You go, hey, come over here. We'll take care of you. We'll feed you. We'll make you feel better. Does that?
Yeah.
But they don't. That's not happening anymore because that's happening on the computer.
I don't know, man. I think we'll. I mean, I say on one hand we're going to be in a civil war is a possibility, and then the other one I'm like, it'll probably be fine. Probably be fine.
Yeah, I think
it's either we're gonna be in a civil war or it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because I just like always like I
take
think
it for me, folks. It's gonna be fine.
it's gonna be fine. I just take it from the scenario of like whatever you're worried about. Usually, it's 1,000 times more boring than that.
Can I have one, Ben? Yeah.
Like that's how almost like all life works. Like if you remember when quarantine started, like literally, I thought by this time of this year, we would all like all 3 of us would be horseback on. Like no shirts, and we'd just be shooting homeless people trying to like rape us.
Yeah,
you
Jeep
in
is
the
worth
eyes.
$10 million all of a sudden.
Yeah, exactly. All of a sudden, I'm beating a child with a crowbar.
Yeah,
because he stole my corn.
Joe Rogan is the king of the universe.
Right, exactly.
Dude,
I'm sucking dick for tractor parts so I can get the hell out of here.
Jace, do you remember in 2017 there was like this panic where they thought Trump was going to repeal DACA the first day in office,
right?
The Dreamers thing,
Yeah.
and that 800,000 people were going to be like put on trains, like it was like Nazi Germany.
Yep.
Right.
That's
By the way,
what's
there's
gonna
no
happen.
trains that go to Mexico.
Oh, and
like
it's also very funny. Everybody, like every Democrat, being like, they're like, you telling me you think there could be voter fraud? It's like you literally thought Russia elected Trump. We talked about that for 4 years. Are we pretending
That is really
Are we
insane
pretending that
to me.
never happened?
It is insane to me.
Apparently so.
And they're like, no, the first mail-in election of all time. It's completely fine.
Right. Everything. Yeah, that's.
And I also do think it's fine, but also shut the fuck up about stuff you complained about for 4 years.
Yeah.
Right. It's literally.
It's like, is it any crazier than thinking like this is a bioweapon to get Trump out of office? Like, is it any crazier than like Vladimir Putin came down and like rigged the fucking voting things and everything to get Trump in office?
Well, I think it happened, but I don't think it happened through technology that was like outside of literally advertising on Facebook.
Right. Yeah. That's hacking the election is just paying $5,000 to Instagram ads.
Yeah.
If that's hacking the election, then okay,
Yeah.
I guess they did.
Yep. They hacked it.
Yeah.
They hacked it. Something I could have done.
Yeah.
Literally, I could have hacked the election. Apparently.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like something like Democrats, literally, I remember when Trump got elected, I was seeing some retweets about this. Like they were tweeting that the Electoral College should choose not to honor the votes they had received. Like the very like definition of like not a democracy. It's like that's what you guys were talking about 4 years ago. Let's pretend you weren't. Let's not pretend you weren't.
Yeah. And now that's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I think it's crazy all the time. All the time. Not just when it's convenient for me.
Right.
I feel like that doesn't make sense. Oh, Jesus Christ.
So I think at least, there'll still be that political decide where there's hypocrisy on both sides. People are picking teams. I think the Trump was such a fucking figurehead of like when the guy everybody's making conspiracy theories about is like telling people to go fuck themselves. And also like his son is like tweeting, like retweeting Q stuff.
Don is a huge Q guy now.
Don is retweeting Q stuff, and he knows it's not true. He's a fucking grifter.
Yeah.
He knows the Q stuff helps Trump.
He's doing blow and reading Q drops.
That's literally
and laughing.
Because that's the thing is if you hate the Democratic Party so much that you become Republican, you're also a dumbass to me because the Republicans' greatest marketing tool right now is convincing everybody that the Democrats are the ones like doing the pedophile shit and drone strikes and shit that every president has done on both sides.
Right. Mm-hmm. Now everybody's banging little kids,
right,
and just raping in every fashion. Mm-hmm. You know. Let me tell you something, folks.
Was it time for an ad?
Yeah,
for a rape kit.
Yeah. No.
Johnson and Morty's rape kits.
By the way,
if you've been raped by the devil and need to get semen out of your pussy,
I'm just so fascinated by Q. I'm just like, what the fuck? I just didn't know it was that many people. I just couldn't wrap my head around it.
Yeah. Well, it is.
I guess it's bigger than I thought it was, and I always told people, they're like, it's not a lot of people. I'm like, it's a lot, and I watched the thing. I go, holy shit, it's like half the country.
Yeah, like half.
I was like, I didn't know that. I'm sorry, I didn't know that. Like my first grade teacher was probably wearing a Q sweater.
Yeah, I didn't realize that much of the country was so wise. That's such I thought
wisdom radiating through the land.
Yeah, it's like these guys get it too. Like, wow.
Yeah, it's just they're just fed disinformation. Like, you know, my coworkers will be playing Fox News all the time, and my boss will call me because he knows I'm like the liberal. I'm always the fucking liberal just because I'm not fucking Republican wherever I go.
Yeah.
And he'll call me and be like, see, look at the TV. And it'll be like Tucker Carlson being like, so we have discovered that Joe Biden has paid the Chinese government to create COVID. And it's like he's getting that from what he thinks is the news. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, these people are just lost because they're getting so much disinformation.
Right. Well, it's not their fault. It is, it's where we're at. Mm-hmm. It's where we're at. There's so many stories out there. How are you supposed to know?
And I also don't blame them. My blame is with the government who has gotten people so fucked that it's to the point where it's like, this is where people turn to because you've caused so much disease. Like my friend was like mad that people like might think the vaccine is could kill you or something. Like he was getting upset about anti-vaxxers when the vaccine comes out.
Right.
And I'm like, bro, we've literally like known about the government like lying to us like 300 times in a row.
Right.
Like, why would people not suspect that? Like, you kind of be stupid not to have a little bit of doubt.
Sure.
When it comes to a government-run program.
Before
like
we
that.
know it, they're going to be doing the Hunger Games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they'll be telling us, we got to do it. Remember what happened before? We got it. If we don't have the Hunger Games, you guys are going to all get sick and just because you're fucking stupid as shit.
There is kind of part of me though, like, what if they made the purge real? Maybe that would work because people just want to like fucking just annihilate stuff.
Apparently so.
Yeah, people just want to get the fucking rage out in most of this country.
Remember when we were kids? Remember when we were kids, people just wanted to play like Hungry Hippos?
Yeah.
And now it's like people want Hunger Games.
Hunger Games Hippo.
Hungry Games.
Yeah. When I was a kid, we had Bob Hope, Johnny Cash, and Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now we got fucking furries shoving shit in their fucking ass on the goddamn fucking internet.
Yeah.
All the goddamn time.
Man,
I was playing Super Smash Bros. And you guys want to smash your bros. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yes, sir.
Man,
I was playing Battletoads.
You
guys just want to go to battle.
No,
I was listening to, back in the day, we were listening to Bohemian Rhapsody. Now they're fucking kids at Bohemian Grove, ladies and gentlemen.
Folks.
This is this Kevin brings up the perfect example. This was such an aha moment for me, Kevin. Like, video games when it first started was such an innocent thing.
Right.
People just got together and played the damn game.
Right.
They played Super Mario Kart and stuff. And fast forward 20 years later, people just want to fuck the characters in the game. Mm-hmm. They draw pictures of the characters and jack off to them, like constantly. They make videos of them fucking each other and they beat off to that. It's this thing. It started off so innocent and fun. It was just a game.
Yeah.
And then it became fucking everything to them.
Yeah, it became virtual reality. You fucking an octopus lady.
Yeah, it's very easy to lose yourself in a character, in a cause, a movement, a religion. You know, it's easy to. I mean, we've criticized people for making any part of their personality their whole personality. I think that's a consistent thing that I feel really good about.
I'm a drunk. Fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm just a drunk, man.
It's like, oh, you. How's your mom doing?
Yeah,
it's like, good drinking here.
Yeah,
I'm an NPC in the background. Haven't been programmed beyond. I'm drunk right now.
Yeah, I'm fucked up. Yeah.
So
Y'all drinking?
Yeah, say people are like, dude, honestly, Bud saved my life. If it wasn't for Bud, ganja, I wouldn't be here right now.
Have you considered microdosing?
Yeah, dude, I fucking macro dose. That's what I'm doing. I wake up, I take 2 fucking blunts to the head.
Gotta do it.
If I don't do that, I'll fucking kill myself.
Yeah. Yeah, but so it's like it's the same thing. It's just like you got to diversify your portfolio.
Yeah.
And I think more than that, I think it's a thing where it's just like it's hard to be more than you can go to your default, to have to like consider the deeper, yourself or whatever to be more than just a fucking meme.
Yeah, well, you have to be like crazy now to be sane.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? You have to be like kind of mentally ill to see through the bullshit.
You
got to
go through the looking glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that mean, by the way?
Alice in Wonderland. You got to go to Wonderland.
Yeah, go through the looking ass, look at the looking ass.
I know it's from Alice in Wonderland, but I forget even like the looking
Suck
glass.
off the Jabberwocky.
Yeah, that's what they used to call mirrors because they were all fags back in England.
Oh,
they could be like, you take a look in the looking glass.
Man, you mean the mirror?
The glass where I look. That's where I go to take out my pecker and masturbate.
Oh, the powder on my face is quite uneven. My wig looks stupid as fuck.
I like to pull out my tiny pecker and jerk off into the looking glass.
Oh, look at these schoolboys. Aren't they tasty?
Looking Glass, Through the Looking Glass, Alice it's the sequel to Alice in Wonderland where she's just like, she's at a ball, she's kind of a little more grown up, and then she gets in like an argument with her fucking bitch mom. Oh. And then she goes into another room and then she's like looking at the glass and she sees something and then she like puts her hand through it and then crawls through the glass into Wonderland again.
So it's like a metaphor for breaking past like it's like a paradigm shift.
Yeah, kind of. It's like breaking from one reality into another type of thing. Or it can be used like, oh, we're through the looking glass now. Now we're in the weird territory.
Yeah, we're getting into the real shit on the internet, and the government's like, Alice, will you kindly pay attention to your studies?
Right.
Yeah.
The Cheshire Cat is a QAnon guy.
It's Ben.
Yeah. the big caterpillar. He smokes.
They're all mad, by the way.
Well, Cheshire Cat was the original troll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Trollface.
Sure.
He said, "You mad, bro?" And then he disappeared.
That's perfect.
That big caterpillar was like, Dr. Fauci wants to put a chip in us, Alice.
Maybe you should be gay and do crime.
Yeah. Dude. Absolutely.
And then Tweedledum and Tweedledee came up and they're like, all cops are bastards. I think there should be no police. And then they get stabbed in the neck by a homeless person with a shit-covered screwdriver.
That rules.
They're all running around in the ocean trying to dry off.
Right.
I guess the Mad Hatter could be Jeffrey Epstein.
Right.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm the mad. I listen to too many conspiracy videos on YouTube, and now no one will talk to me.
Look, I guarantee they haven't gone through puberty. 100%. Would I lie to you?
If you actually read the manga, she's 100 years old, but she looks 14.
They say she's legal. I say I'll have half the legal age if you don't mind.
That card, that card he has in his hat is just like lolly. It's like kids he drew.
Yeah,
that he
exactly.
beats off to.
Technically, if you draw children, it's not pornography.
They hit puberty and they turn 15 or 16, and I get so sad. I just get so sad.
That rules.
Yeah, Bill Cosby's at the tea party.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, you fuck the kids.
You can't be fucking the kids when they get too old.
You wear a big hat and then you molest a child.
Rudy, oh, you're an adult now. Goodbye. Rudy, boo-hoo, you're too big now.
This was a thought I was just kind of thinking over in my head while I was driving, because people were talking about, with the election, they're now posting like, this is disputed information, this has not been proven, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And they're trying to crack down on it. It's a weird, and I'm not taking a side either way. I get that freedom of the press is one of the great things we have in America.
Or the illusion of.
Or the illusion of, for sure. Yeah, Michael Hastings, all that type of shit. There's part of me that goes, okay, but like, there's literally like people I know at work who are rational people who are reading like that Dr. Fauci is trying to put a chip in our brains, which is just like fundamentally like not true, So there is part of me that's like, well, that is censorship if we took that off the internet. But I do also think that would be good for people in the long term. So it's like this weird moral gray area. Like, what do you do in that situation?
Well,
do you just let everybody run wild and then all of a sudden like half of the country believes that QAnon is real?
Well, there's definitely a philosophy of government where they're run by the intellectual elite,
Right.
And I think that's dangerous.
Well,
I mean, we're gonna go down. We're gonna do it together.
Well, it speaks to the idea, the idea of like you have freedom of speech up to the point of harm, like yelling fire in a crowded theater. At what point is somebody who runs a YouTube channel saying that Trump is the day of reckoning is coming, and a billion pedophiles are going to get arrested? At what point are they doing harm?
Well, couldn't you argue that censorship has actually exacerbated these issues?
Who knows, man? Who knows?
One could argue that.
You could argue it. I think when it comes to the day-to-day person, I don't think as much. Granted, I live in Los Angeles. I'm aware of that. I think when it comes to like you guys, because you're like invested in media, Ben, you operate like a YouTube channel. So this is going to be at the forefront of your brain.
Yeah.
I think for most people who are just dumb, they're like, I saw it on the internet, so it's a thing. They're not like, oh, I was reading the Wall Street Journal about how 32 channels got demonetized. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but
I think most people get their news from Facebook. Mm-hmm. I think that's a very normal thing now.
Right.
So it's like they're just. I mean, I don't imagine they're looking in a lot of other places.
Right.
And they're surrounded by people who are looking at the same thing.
Yeah.
That are getting reinforced the same way. And it's all built in, too, to like criticize the other side. It's just like religion.
I get
got. Like if you start to figure it out that it's bullshit, remember, the devil will lie to you.
Mm-hmm. I get got sometimes. Sometimes I'll see somebody share like something on an Instagram story, like this fact of information. I'll be like, oh, shit. And then I'll send it to a group chat. And someone will be like, "Oh, that was actually debunked this morning. Like it's not true." And I'm like, "I'm a smart person, and I got
it was the newspaper of the moon landing." Actually, that's actually not true.
You know what it is, man? It's like Frederick Brennan, the creator of 8chan, said that
my hero
famously said he was like, if I didn't create 8chan, those people would have found another website and made it their 8chan. Mm-hmm. So you can take away the website, but these people are still going to go off and build these things. Or they'll go on. If they can't build these things, they'll go on the dark web. They'll find each other.
Life finds a way.
Life finds a way. Exactly.
Right.
So, hold on. I'm trying to think of my point. So when it comes to these people, here's my bigger point. Can't the FBI just do their fucking job? I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, come on. Can we sell some crack to the black community, guys?
How many times do you see...
Get on it.
I'm serious. How many times do you see a mass shooter or like a bombing or something? They're like, oh, we didn't know. And they go, yeah, you did. And they go, yeah, we did. Yeah. Even with Nicholas Cruz with Parkland, like they knew about him.
Right.
And people had like reported stuff about like every one of these shooters, like the FBI has been tipped off and they don't do anything.
Right. Nicholas Cruz called the FBI and said, I'm going to shoot up Parkland tomorrow. And they're like, okay,
pretty much. It's like these people are clearly a threat and they don't do anything.
For prank call is a federal offense. I want to remind you have contacted the FBI, and if this is not real, then you are going to jail. Goodbye, sir.
And I get it that like the defense budget it's like $1.2 trillion for the Pentagon every year, and it keeps going up, and maybe more of that should go into like but like if they did their fucking job, we wouldn't have had 9/11. We don't have, and let's not even get into that.
Oh, they did their job on 9/11.
Oh yeah, they did a real good job.
They did their job on 9/11.
Actually, I don't even know what I'm saying.
Mission accomplished. It should have been the banner over the government.
Right. Well,
it's this convenient thing where you go, yeah, if they do let it happen, then they can't allow more censorship. They can't allow more rules, more regulations, to the point where they're like, okay, everybody, here's your cube, here's your number, here's your chip, and we're going to track you and how you feel and your mood and your thoughts, and there's going to be pre-thought crime. Like it all points towards like, yeah, if we keep letting this happen, you're just going to end up like you have a food tube. Food comes through the tube, and you have a screen on your wall and your little fucking government thing, and you have a chip, and if you can't steal anything because the thing's attached to the chip when you walk out of the store and it immediately comes out of your bank account.
I hope mine's Cool Ranch. I don't know about you guys.
Dude, Kevin, if we were at an open mic right now, I would tell you to go up and do that bit. And I'd be the only one laughing.
Just to watch it bomb.
Guys, folks, if they do put a chip in our brain, I hope mine's Doritos flavored. And let's have Cool Ranch. then I'm going Cool Ranch.
Man, that's actually a really good bit.
Yeah, that's a good bit.
I wish stand-up was back.
Yeah, someday I'll be able to see people in person.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, maybe
not
not.
you, but
Okay,
other
fair
people.
enough.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Got to keep me grounded.
No, well, I was going to say, so I get the idea of like, where does this lead to, but also like at a certain point, I'm just playing the devil's advocate because I don't have a good.
Devil's aardvark.
I'm playing the devil's advocate. I'm retarded. Let me play the retarded devil's advocate.
I don't want you mean to be playing devil's aardvark here. But what if Hitler was good?
Yeah. No, I don't want to play retarded advocate here. But what if everyone ate crowns? Well, what type of world will we live in then, ladies and gentlemen?
No, I want to play devil's advocate, but I just think, what if it was lunchtime right now?
Yeah. What if not to play retarded advocate, but
What if we eat dessert first?
what if tongues weren't so easy to swallow? Have we thought about this, ladies and gentlemen? No, so
If we were an open mic, I'd tell you to go up and do that.
right. I get shot with a harpoon.
Yeah.
My devil's advocate argument is we have regulations for almost every industry.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason the FDA exists, because if you left it up to PepsiCo, they would be putting crack in ice cream. They would literally be like, late night snack would have cocaine in it.
All I want to know is, does it sell more? Do we sell more Pepsi if there's crack cocaine in the Pepsi?
Right.
Yes or no, Daryl?
Yeah, and hypothetically, a lot of people make the argument that the government's only role should be to keep businesses from hurting us. So, at what point should, like the internet, which is also a product, and it goes into your body, goes into your brain, at what point should that be regulated as well? Or should, like, because if there was no FDA, if there was no regulation on food, like, what would that look
My
like?
body, my choice.
Everybody would look like Wall-E characters. I mean, they already kind of do, and that's with the FDA in place.
Yeah.
So I guess I
Again,
wonder
it feels like a personal attack.
if there was a government agency in charge.
If the FDA was in place, like, what the fuck? What about education? Like, what about educating people? Like, hey, look, here's how much sugar is in orange juice, and we allow that for some reason. It's fucked up.
FDA, more like FD gay. Folks.
Fuck dicks and ass. So, like, the idea of like regulating is like fake. Like, they're not regulating anything. They're like, hey, here's how evil you can be, and they're like, okay, thanks.
Right.
Because we would be way more evil than that, but thanks for letting us thanks for allowing us to be pretty damn evil.
Right.
Yeah.
There still is some regulation. I get what you mean though, but it's like, they're like, hey, if this ice cream killed 100 rats, you can't put it on the market.
Right.
Yeah.
They basically go to Coca-Cola. They go, how much sugar it's going to kill them. They go, oh, well, how about this much? They're like, they're going to be really addicted. They're like, but are they going to die?
Right.
They're like, well, no,
Eventually.
they can like get medicine. It's like, okay.
And that's why I put,
Well,
that's part of the reason I put the blame not on the people for being so retarded, but the government, because the government has let it get to this point.
Yeah.
But then I think you threw the internet on top of that, and it was just gasoline for people being retarded about shit.
Yeah, I think we should be able to eat as much sugar as we want.
We were talking about this
we're American.
the other week.
Yeah, you should be allowed to kill yourself and everything.
Yeah.
We were talking about this the other week, but like at a certain point, if you've figured out so many conspiracy theories are real, you can't be the guy who everything is a conspiracy theory, or you'll just lose your fucking mind. You'll turn to Alex Jones, really. You'll kind of go crazy a little bit.
Right.
Well, he does have documents.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Katie. Do you have chocolate?
I have cigars.
Oh, shit. I was actually going to get cigars. Nice.
Holy shit.
Cigars for everybody.
Are we
Katie
supposed
brought
to smoke
cigars.
those on the podcast?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Katie, you were missing it. Ben was just revealing how he's a closeted homosexual.
Thank you.
This is Katie. Katie, say hi.
Hi. Oh my god.
I think that's
Dan
surprising.
is fucking Katie on the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's done. Wow,
I think
and she's leaving.
That's surprising. Nobody who's never heard Katie speak before.
Yeah.
There's somebody on the Ben's subreddit just like going apeshit right now.
They're like, holy shit.
Oh, can you let the dogs out? They're being so shitty.
Because I knew that's what she sounded like, bro. Remember at the camping trip I was doing that voice?
Right.
They took really big shits in here, by the way.
It would be funny. It would Emma go.
Go, retard.
It would be funny if somebody was listening to hear Katie's voice forever, and then Katie comes.
I'm Big White. Oof.
Oh, Katie, don't get.
I guess.
Don't get your huge nose wart on the microphone.
Now they know Katie's just retarded.
Emma, go, retard.
Just leave. Emma's fine.
She took 2 big shits in here.
In here?
Yeah, I already cleaned it up.
In here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And queer.
Why?
I don't know.
We can't have a podcast. I'm sorry.
Guys, we're recording.
We are in the middle of a podcast.
Come
Tracy,
on.
go out.
Emma, get the fuck out of here.
Don't hit the dogs. They can hear that on the podcast.
Yeah, they can hear the yelping.
She almost turned the light off on us. Bye.
Bye.
Katie.
Oh my God.
God damn it. All right, so let's get a save edit point real quick on that.
What do we got here? 40.
Yeah. So anyway, we were breaking down the reason the government exists the way it does.
Yeah. It's us. It's our fault.
It's Brain Jail, the podcast fault.
But I wanted to tell you guys, I have been just pissing so much uric acid lately. It's been pretty impressive.
Nice, because your new pills.
The new pills, man, we've been pumping them up, and it burns when I pee, and I know that's how I know it's working.
And as your wrist been
Oh,
feeling
so
good?
it's breaking down the uric acid and it's coming out of your penis?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
And my ass.
It would be funny if you just had an STD and you don't know about it.
That would be great.
You're pissing pus and blood and shit.
How did I get it? Was it from one of those rabbits? I'll never know.
Interesting.
I mean, because, I handle rabbits.
Right.
I'm a rabbit handler.
Yeah, that you put on your dick.
That means I hand my wife her personal vibrator. I'm a rabbit handler.
Is that a vibrator called the rabbit?
I
Yeah,
always stand outside the door. I go, I'm like, can I come in? She's like, 1 second. And then it's like a half hour later. Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then you hear what sounds like a big black person sneaking out of your back window.
Well, she said when it powers down, it says, I'll see you later, babe. That's what and I was
Right.
like, huh, that's weird. She's like, yeah, it's actually a pretty expensive vibrator.
Yeah, and you're like, honey, why do I keep finding do-rags in the bed? I found an Allen Iverson jersey in the laundromat.
Also part of the vibrator. It's a bag that it comes in, and it's a whole theme.
Hey, babe, I found some 2007 Air Force Ones. They were the cleanest shoes I'd ever seen in my life. Any idea what's up with that?
Yeah, actually, those are mine. Actually,
It said property of Big Dick Willie.
that's actually kind of. I wanted to tell you, I'm involved in a show.
Yeah, your wife's writing on Big Mouth. With Big Dick Willie, the head writer.
Oh man, what a world! Wait, you guys, it's Thanksgiving tomorrow. Let me ask you, what are you thankful for, boys? Are you?
I'm thankful for...
I'll go first. I'm thankful for the U.S. government.
Same.
Yeah.
Red, white, and blue, home of the free, land of the brave.
For my cold dead hands. I'll proudly stand up next to you and defend her still today.
I'm thankful for firefighters and cops for keeping us safe and protecting us.
I'm thankful for cops only. I think firefighters are pussies.
I'm thankful for our armed forces and our troops over in the Middle East, and may God be with them on this day. Because they can't be with their families on Thanksgiving.
I'm thankful for Ben Shapiro for explaining to black people why it's their fault. In such a logical way that I actually agree with him now.
I did see a tweet the other day that was like challenging Ben Shapiro is like challenging Eminem to a diss battle, to a rap battle. It's the ultimate boss level.
That's got to be. Dude, he had to be so good at debate.
In high school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In college or whenever he debated somebody.
Yeah, he's
good now.
He's practicing in debate. And he's like, theoretically, you'll say that black people are responsible for a lot of crime in inner cities, and therefore you'll say that maybe black people are the ones hurting black people. And like, Mr. Shapiro, the debate was abortion, pro-life or against.
We wanted to know if you wanted to go extra large on your order of fries. It's like, well, if you actually look at the data, it's kind of a culture issue. Mr. Shapiro, please.
It's a book. It's called The Bell Curve. It's about facts about our society. It's a good book. People say it's a bad book. They say it's a bad book because they're afraid. They're afraid of logic.
It's a hard read, that's for sure. Hard read.
I just think Ben Shapiro doesn't fuck good, and I don't listen to anybody who doesn't fuck good anymore. If you're not good at fucking.
Well, I guess me and Ben will have to go ahead and leave now. But what are you going to do?
Yeah.
When
man.
two people are really bad at fucking, what ends up happening?
A baby's born.
Wow.
If they really love each other.
Yeah.
And they're really bad at fucking.
Yeah, they're
Yes.
really bad at fucking.
They're the worst. And they have a baby.
Yeah, that's how handicapped people are born. If you fuck really bad, that means you're going to have a mentally handicapped baby.
Aw. That's so sweet.
If you're one of those guys that, to quote Patrice, fucks by squeezing their butt cheeks together,
yeah.
then your baby's going to look like Mr. Peanut. Sitting on top of a normal person's body.
I want my
So
baby to
little
look
top
like
hat.
Mr. Bean.
Actually,
And does your baby go,
they do a lot of air drumming.
Yeah.
Yeah, your baby drives a Volkswagen.
No, wait. When the baby's little, it looks like Mr. Bill.
Okay.
When it's older, it looks like Mr. Bean.
So
Mr.
it has
Bill from the Saturday Night Live
Yeah,
stuff.
So it has
Mr. Bill.
horrific facial deformities. I'm sorry to say your son was born with no pigment in his skin, giant blue eyes, and a red ring of lips.
Yeah, he just turns to hit Katie. Who you been fucking? You been fucking Gumby in my house?
Yeah, Kay's been cheating on Ben with a guy who looks like just Mr. Bill.
Yeah.
Just grown up. And he pulls out his big Play-Doh-y cock.
Katie gets pregnant by the narrator in the Christmas story about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Oh, yeah, Year Without a Santa Claus. Yeah.
Yeah. She's fucking that guy.
Yeah, Katie fucked the snowman from Year Without a Santa Claus.
Yeah.
The snowman who looks like he owns slaves for some reason.
That's good shit.
And he just shows up. He's like, things were different in the antebellum South. White man could get ahead in the South.
What? We're in the snow.
I'm Mr. Slave Master. I'm Mr. White. Do. I'm Mr. Corn Grower. I'm Mr. Beat Your Wife. They call me Peckerwood.
And he fucks Ben's wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's crazy.
Fuck
about
my
it.
wife.
Yeah, it's crazy that your wife gets fucked by a snowman who looks like Charles Candy,
Ben, let me ask you this question.
What?
Calvin Candy.
So if it does get worse, what are you going to do, bro?
If the world gets worse?
Yeah, like what are you going to do if like this, it goes, full buck wild and people are like
I don't know.
beating down the doors of the White House?
I think there's going to be a lot of pros about like I'm really not. I've really accepted like fascism and the whole thing. Like I think it'll be nice. Like if we just start, they just put us in a thing and give us a thing that gives us access to stuff, and there's no more DMV and there's no more like car insurance and all this shit, and like but you can't create a better life for yourself. Like your life just progressively gets worse as your health deteriorates,
Right.
and there's nothing you can do about your financial situation. This is how much food you get. This is how much money you get.
Right.
I really don't know if I'll hate that.
So you're saying you want to live in like a cube city, like a future cube city?
Well, if we do, I'll just look on the bright side of it. I'm like, well, at least you don't have to worry about paying your taxes.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
just it automatically, you make you don't even make money anymore.
right.
Yeah. We're
You
in
just
The
get
Walking
gruel.
Dead. We're living in a reality that is The Walking Dead. And Ben's like, hey, guys, at least we're getting a ton of exercise. Right?
I think
let's
I
look
would
on the
be
bright
that
side
guy.
here.
Yeah.
I think I would be that. I'm not in love with the way the world is. So if it gets worse, I'll be like, okay, well, at least it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is, I mean, there will be nice, like if you're in the Walking Dead universe, you could literally be like, I haven't renewed my driver's license in 4 years.
Right.
And it's fine.
Nice.
Because what is this bullshit
Weed's
now?
legal.
Yeah.
This bullshit now where like everybody is scraping by and terrified and hungry, and like if something bad happens, you're fucked. Like I don't like who likes this? Like this, it's like let's just tell us we don't have any rights anymore, and just like if we're sick, just make us better.
Yeah.
Just whatever. Like there's no more idea of like living in a mansion or like being an artist or any of this stuff. Just have hospital beds
That
for people.
That could
Sure.
potentially be a real, I mean, not probably a benefit, but something that comes out of this whole year and a half of disease. It's just
Yeah.
people are like, oh, I'm just fucked.
Yeah, let's just be more like China.
I thought I could
I'm
work
fine.
really hard at a car dealership and be a billionaire, luckily, someday. But I'm just actually fucked. And it's very hard for me to eat.
It's
Find
like-
corn to eat.
It's like, all right, so there's no more jobs. That's fine. Then just let me, like, don't make me go to the DMV. Mm-hmm. Don't,
Yeah, exactly.
Don't make me figure out what a W-9 is.
Good luck doing that.
Don't audit me. Don't fucking.
What have you been doing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What's,
Don't just access my hard drives remotely.
Don't make me be on the phone with my bank for 3 hours trying to figure out how to increase my limit for the day without them thinking I'm like calling them from Portugal and I'm some scammer.
Yeah. Don't make me download Tor in order to get the things I need.
Yeah.
need.
Yes.
Just give me McDonald's through a tube,
Right.
and let me watch whatever horseshit is on, and that's fine. I'm okay with that.
That's the same as the prison fantasy, where it's the idea where you go to prison, you're like, well, at least I just get to lay in a bed for most of the day.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather get raped once a day and then just lay in bed than like spend 9 hours at a job.
Yeah, you feel that way now.
A rape is 20 minutes. I could do that sitting down.
Well, you most likely will have to.
I only imagine like I'm in such bad health. I have to sit down to get raped. I'm like, boys, let me take a breather because my knees are killing me.
Ooh-wee. They're burning.
Listen, come on, take the dick out of my ass. I'm going to sit down in this wheelie chair. You just stick your dick in my mouth.
I'm not going to fight you anymore. I'm just, my knees, can I be real with you? My knees are bad. I know we're not supposed to be strong in here, but I got bad knees.
You're about to get raped by 3 prisoners. You're like, boys, can I get a warm up? Just some stretching.
Yeah.
I'll do a better job.
Let me just, you're just doing the thing with your shoulder.
Yeah.
You're like, it clicks.
I'm cracking my back every which way, all the way up my neck.
Ooh, okay, gonna take.
I can breathe better when I crack it.
And is that
Can you hand me my pill case? The one that's marked Tuesday.
like, is that worse than like being at the gas station and like the chip doesn't work like 7 times in a row? Mm-hmm. And like then you try to do like Apple Pay and then that doesn't work and then you just like go home.
Yeah, that is. Or when I'm at the DMV and they're like, "Sir, you have a birth certificate here," and I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, "You need a birth certificate with the stamp in it." And I'm like, I don't think that exists anymore. And they're like, well, sir, you should probably just go fuck yourself. There's a line over there that's 8 hours. At the end of it, we're going to ass rape you in the eye.
Yeah.
Why don't you get in that
Yeah,
line?
Ben, I remember this guy. This guy told me one time that he had been raped, and I go, "Oh, I get it. My chip reader on my card fucked up, super messed up."
Oh,
So
yeah.
I've been there, brother. I've been there.
I didn't pay taxes one year just because I didn't want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was just like, just fuck it. I hate that I have to do this.
I mean that's living free.
The government makes me do homework.
Yeah,
It's gay.
yeah, but roads
Yeah.
and the police and stuff,
Right. Yeah.
Which
Drones.
should be gone, by the way.
$7 billion.
Yep.
Military budget. $7 trillion. Excuse me.
Yeah, but now we got guns.
Yeah, you have
So
to do homework so that missile defense companies can make more money once a year.
We got to have a couple of missiles, man. We
Yeah,
gotta
that's the
have-
most annoying shit.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Get over yourself,
Mm-hmm.
bro. Pick yourself up by your bootstraps. You know what I mean? Work it on your own. Pick up a pen, and instead of writing a huge picture of a dick, do your damn taxes. All right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Homes?
Like, don't make me figure out how to get a death certificate when my
Right.
dad dies, and like how pay
Oh,
for the
yeah.
burial. It's like, could you just take him away in a van?
Yeah.
Well, now you want them to
Just-
do extra stuff.
Just chop them up in front of me, and just put them in a little bag. I don't give a shit.
Rent them out to a group of other men that are weird and into that
Yeah,
stuff.
I've had health insurance for a year, and I've been meaning to go to therapy again for a year. And then you try to do it, and they're like, "Well, you got to go to this website." I'm like, I'm just gonna fucking be depressed for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I mean, I would just rather have what I'm talking about than like the illusion of free speech, and like the idea of like freedom of opportunity, which is shrinking
don't know.
so
you want to be
fast.
you want to be cattle.
Yeah, just put you make me a Tyson chicken.
You're so
Just
full of
make me a
shit.
Tyson chicken.
You
and
want-
give me an outfit that I have to wear, and I don't have to worry about clothes or any of this shit.
Chemically induced large breasts.
Yeah.
like a big chicken.
Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, you would flip out if you couldn't leave the house for like 24 hours. You would be so fucked.
No, because I could just get like, but that's the thing in the government cube, like they just keep people hooked to entertainment. So there'd probably be some sort of golf simulator in there where I'm playing Pebble Beach on a thing.
Well, now we got simulators we got to pay for.
Well, in the future,
Government's
there'll be
gonna
like a
be-
$5 thing and I can put it in my ass and I can just, now I'm at Pebble Beach in my mind. And I'm just playing golf.
I mean, you just invented a brilliant invention.
I'm going to patent that.
You should. And get some guys on it. Because that's, honestly, can you, real talk.
Elon Musk is probably already working on it.
Can you imagine you had to shove something up your ass, but you could be wherever, you know? So
not a bad idea.
I'd be down. Yeah, that does sound good.
Yeah, we've actually discovered that we have a VR simulator, it goes into your ass, and then you're at Pebble Beach. This is the only simulation. You're at Pebble Beach. But then we take the thermal energy from the inside of your ass. That powers the city.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the way of the future.
I think I'm golfing 18, but I'm actually beating my wife and kids, and I've just got a big, a big visor on. I'm like I'm in a trance. I'm just swinging,
You're
and
out of your fucking mind.
smash my son's head with a golf club, and I go, "Oh, that was a good one." Not, ooh, watch out! Come at 4.
We were watching.
My family's like, "What is it, dear God? What is this? Why would you do this?"
We were watching What Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest like 2 months ago, and I was actually in a pretty depressed state.
Yeah, oh, no shit.
And they're just like,
You watching?
there's just one point where they're like just pushing a guy who's like drooling on himself in a wheelchair, and they're like talking to him. They're like, "Do you want to go outside, Mr. Frederick?" And I turned to him and I was like, "That's going to be me in 10 years. You're going to have to like come visit me."
Yeah.
After I've just gone insane from being depressed.
Yeah.
And you just visit me in the hospital, and Ben's going to be like, "Hey, the reviews on Brain Jail are really good. We got up to 200 faves." And then I'm just like kind of shaking a little bit. Just loudly shitting myself.
I mean, yeah, I would still have you on the pod though.
Yeah.
You'd always be on every week. It'd be a big deal. We'd have to rent a van,
Right.
but you'd be here.
Yeah. And I just clap anytime you guys do a black character. Two thumbs up.
And telling looking at the nurse, like, a little progress here. Look at this. You gave me a
Yeah.
thumbs up today. I start crying.
Ben's in a coma, and the doctor's like, if you could talk to him about things that he likes,
Yeah.
it'll help him come out of the coma. And I'm just walking up, I'm like, "You gonna get a big old catfish sticking in your goddamn ass?"
You look
Yeah.
up.
Just his fingers starts moving. I'm like, "It's working." I go down to the DMV, get a big old catfish, shove it in my ass because I'm gay and shit.
Ain't no woman gonna tell me how to do my shit. And Ben, he starts shaking.
Like Neo in the Matrix when he's getting shot, but he's plugged into the chair.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're just
Yeah.
doing like the dancing thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's working. Oh, man.
He's beginning to believe.
You come out and you'd be like, I know how to say the N-word.
This is the thing. At a certain point, like once the machines have closed in and there's no more people in Zion and Morpheus is dead and Trinity's cheated on you, you're like, well, Cypher is the only correct one here. What are we doing? Why?
You have to go into the Matrix.
There's no more ship. There's no more Nebuchadnezzar. There's no more. The Oracle has been raped and beaten by the agents. She's bleeding out of her orifices.
Okay.
She's not even baking cookies and smoking cools anymore.
Right.
She's fucking dead on the street, and she's selling her pussy.
Graphic.
Selling her pussy in the street. That kid with the spoon, he's smoking crack with it.
Oh, yeah.
He's smoking meth with that spoon.
His haircut finally matches what he's doing.
He's doing H.
The secret is to imagine that you are the heroine.
You must remember, there is no crack.
You've shit yourself. You're covered in shit.
There is no self.
Yeah, you get an envelope at work in your cubicle, and you open it and pull out a phone. It's like, "You need to listen to me. Log onto your computer. Type in lowly. I want you to go to Google Images. Don't leave it in private. Stay in public." Just making you look at child porn.
Who is this?
Yeah. You might also just have depression too, because you don't have to work in an office or anything. You know?
Yeah, Ben, no reason to feel bad. Everything's all good for you, all figured out. World's your oyster. You got it by the tail, you know? You got the world in a string, and the string's on your finger. You know what I mean? And you're over here being sad Meanwhile, there's homeless guys out in the street. All right.
I'm not sad.
Yeah.
You're fucking sad. I'm not sad. I don't give a shit about anything. I'm fucking gay.
Oh, that's sounds like a man filled with joy.
Yeah. And it's funny. I go back to my wedding. Everybody's like, yeah, I'm pretty much almost homeless. You know, just keep living, though, brother.
Yeah.
Just keep living. Yeah.
Well, Chappelle's getting screwed out of a lot of money. I don't know if you heard this.
Oh, yeah. Chappelle needs to get paid. Yeah.
Oh, man. I start really worrying about it.
Guy owns Ohio.
I almost overcooked the rat that I was cooking on the finally got a cart. Finally got a cart I can cook over.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. Good rat.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
I guess I just have this weird thing in me where I like want to understand the world around me.
Mm-hmm.
And the more I do that, oh, Katie's calling me. I wonder why Katie's calling.
She's probably butt dialing.
Hello? No. Once. Sorry about that.
I really love all this Katie interaction.
It's bringing it into the fourth dimension.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm in the fourth dimension because of all the pot I've been smoking.
Mm-hmm.
Party time, excellent.
Time.
Yeah.
Fourth dimension.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok.
4D chess.
Yeah.
Double D's.
Yeah. You're in Tenet right now.
3D, 4D,
Yeah.
double D's, tits. It always goes
Tits
back.
even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the moths. Oh gosh, dang it! What do they call that? The Rorschach
Mothman?
test.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rorschach.
I
yeah,
always
yeah.
bring it back to tits somehow.
That's the only way to actually pass the test.
Yeah.
Is if everything's just a big fat pair of titties.
Yeah. No, I guess it is part of it. If everything's sexual to you, everything you see, that means something.
Right.
Where are we on time? Because I mean, I feel like that Katie calling is like a thing to be like, hey, you guys.
Hour 7.
Oh wow, 7 hours in, folks, and we're still going strong with the riffs.
Hour 7.
We all have big long beards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do this every week, folks. We usually chop it down to about, an hour 20.
Mm-hmm.
But this week, folks, we gave you the full 7 hours
Yeah.
of the podcast. And most of it, contrary to popular demand, is not just pre-rehearsed bits. We didn't write any of this down, folks.
We're all reading off a teleprompter right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Teleprompter says Katie calls, just vaguely says something into the phone.
I'm looking at the producer going, why are we doing this? This doesn't make sense. We should not have this.
He's just like, the show must go on.
He pulls out a revolver and points it at me.
Fucking do it or you won't get your crackers.
That would be a good reveal if they figure out 1 year into the podcast, Kevin's just a prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
We chained him in the basement and make him do this.
Fucking do it.
Yeah, it's like an Ariel.
Do it.
Dude, Ariel Castro, but he makes those girls start a podcast about sex.
Right, yeah. We're
Talk
just
about
putting...
your pussy more.
Do you remember Ariel Castro?
Vaguely.
I get the reference from context clues.
In Ohio. He was the guy who had 3 women kidnapped in his home for over a decade.
Yeah, he wrote the pickup artist handbook. Yeah, the game. This is the advanced step: kidnapping and holding captive.
You know what's interesting is
I got that audiobook.
He said he's not a monster. He's like, I'm just a sick person and I have really, really bad mental problems.
Yeah, I feel bad for me, guys.
Yeah.
Come on, don't kill me or put me in jail forever.
But maybe with these guys, maybe for like they have this episode where for like a decade of their life, they're not even in control anymore. Like they're taken over by like some force, like that's almost demonic. That's just a vessel running through them that they can't stop.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can make the argument that that's just how their brain chemistry works, is that they're incredibly broken people. But
I've been waiting for
at
you.
the same point, I just want to put a bullet in those guys' head because it's an easier answer to the question.
It's the devil made him do it, Ben.
Was he really that bad?
Let me play devil's advocate. Can I play devil's advocate? I just want to play devil's arbitrage real quick. What if just Satan was actually Jesus and Jesus was Satan?
Oh, man, that's actually a great idea for a movie.
What if... I just got back from Princeton.
Yeah, that's all the kids who liked Donnie Darko would like that movie.
That is kind of
Could I propose one movie film idea, please? What if the Lord was actually Satan and Satan was actually the Lord? What about that?
Yeah, sir, get out of our office.
Okay. Thank you for the water.
That is like the watered down version. Like that, you really summed up what devil's advocate is you go, what if Jesus was Satan? What if Satan was Jesus?
Right.
It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah, that's a lot of times in argument. It is. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. But what if you're wrong and I'm fucking right? Go fuck yourself.
Right.
Suck my cock.
Yep. Hold on for a second with me. What if, though, sure, the devil is Jesus and Jesus is the devil, but what if we focus on Mary Magdalene? You know, we call it the story of Jesus, but it's mostly Mary Magdalene. What about that?
I think the story should be about Mary.
Yeah.
There's something about Mary too. Mary Magdalene.
Yeah, they're singing in the tree, but it's Judas and he's hanging.
Yeah.
It's good.
Isn't Philip Seymour Hoffman in that?
Oh, I wish I could.
I think you're thinking of Juan Came Polly.
Seymour.
Oh, right. I confused
Philip
the two.
Seymour.
Great in a Juan Came Polly.
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
stuff.
Very good.
Real great scumbag.
Oh man,
Died from heroin.
I love comedy movies from that time.
2004.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Oh no, fuck that movie.
Wedding Crashers.
Wedding Crashers, great stuff.
Old School.
Old School, great stuff.
Orange County.
Orange
County, a good movie.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. All the good Adam Sandler movies came from around
Click.
that time. Click,
Good movie.
Click, pretty good. Sent it to my mom. Said there's a lot she could learn from it. No shit. Oh, Mom, watch this movie. I think you learned something.
Yeah, Click changed your mom's life.
Yeah, she goes, I didn't really like it. Too much sexual stuff. I watched it again. I was just like, what? And I couldn't find it. There is one scene where there's a slow motion boob.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
My mom probably saw that, turned it off, and said, can't learn nothing from this. And then threw it over her shoulder.
I told my dad to watch I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. And I go, you can learn a lot from that. And he just called me. He's like, I learned that Asians are so funny.
Hey, Jim Avery, good to meet you.
It's funny when Rob Schneider plays an Asian.
Yeah.
How about a movie called Clit?
Oh, wow.
Dude, that's fucked up.
And it's a button you can press to go back in time.
If only there was a remote that could make my wife come. And then Christopher Walken just comes and he goes, be careful what you wish for. What if I made your wife come too much? Huh?
So does he make his wife come so much he misses out on life?
Yeah, exactly. And he goes, yeah, his wife is just basically like, you made me come so much, I'm leaving and I'm taking the kids.
Yeah.
He
finds a guy with a tiny dick.
Yeah, you actually
she does,
broke
I mean.
you actually broke my pussy. My brain through my pussy.
Yeah.
So now I've got to date a simp who can't fuck good.
Yeah.
He gets the same exact movie as Click, but the first thing he does when he gets home and he presses reverse on his wife for so long that she just becomes a baby, and then you hear wow 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 wow. I'm really trying, and see that's the kind of movie.
He's a pedophile.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he does
Okay.
a classic Adam Sandler voice.
Right, exactly.
Well, folks, it's that time again. It's
He
time
presses the saturation button to make himself black.
yeah.
There we go.
And then he's getting, okay, here's an idea, but maybe he's driving around black. And then he gets pulled over by the police, 2020 anybody? And then he turns himself white with the remote again. So it's a statement on why the ACAB. I live in a $20 million house, ACAB. Also, if any Negro steps foot on my property, I will kill them. I will kill them myself. But ACAB, everybody. My name is Jerry Goldstein.
Oh boy.
The president of Hollywood.
I got it on a plaque right here.
Oh, is it your unbirthday too? Oh, we should celebrate. By the way, how many unbirthdays have you had? I hope not too many. Oh boy.
Kevin's the mad fapper.
That's I'm mad fapping.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, I'll put a half a cup of tea out on you if you know what I mean. Tell you what, I eat a lot of milk, which is a rumor I heard.
Kevin's the Jabberwock D's nuts. Oh, the Jabberwock D's nuts is coming. He'll totally own you in front of a hot chick. He'll make fun of your tiny dick.
So hey, should we be rapping? Is that what the hint is?
Oh yeah, I think
the hentai.
Yeah, we're probably at that time.
My brain is like scrambled. I can't even think anymore.
Yeah,
You heard it here, folks.
I gotta piss too, and I haven't
Ben
dinner.
Avery can't think anymore. Guys, if you enjoy the podcast, go to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review. And I want people to feel divided about how they feel about the podcast after they see your 5-star review. Now, possible you could write a 5-star review that I would probably get rejected by iTunes for some sort of inappropriateness. That's happened twice. Go ahead and join the club over at iTunes. Write us a 5-star review that gets us a red flag from the government. No, please don't. But give it a try. Why not? We need the reviews. I'll take it. You go, this is a threat on the president's life, legitimately illegal, and it's in your iTunes reviews. Any thoughts? I go, oh, was it 5 stars? was it 5-star review? And they go, yes, it was, sir. I go, yes. As I'm getting dragged away in handcuffs. And guys, that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about getting on the front page of iTunes, If you want to follow Jace Avery's deliciously beautiful and sexually palpable drawings, follow him at Sad Drawings by Jace on Instagram. And he doesn't like it when you show him pictures of your hog in the DMs. He'll take compliments without visual aid from men. Women, right? You're wide open.
Sure. Just
send a picture of your, elbow, because I'm a nice guy.
Yeah.
All right. Ben Avery's at Riri Soda. I'm at Kevin Tinkin. You can send us an email to brainjailpod@gmail.com. And folks, this really reminds me of the time. Sometimes like when you got to wrap it up at the end of a long, like a fuck sesh. I don't know if you guys are like me, but I like to work out the same way that I bone. And that means about 30 seconds at a time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
90 seconds of rest.
And my wife goes, oh, man. And I go, hey, look, let's get it out of the way. Move on. And she doesn't know that I was trying and I cried in the bathroom.
Right.
But, just like that, it's time to wrap it up. We got to wrap up the pod. Ben is going to walk off into the sunset wearing a Pepe the Frog mask and just quoting Kyle Rittenhouse because he thinks it's funny. And just like Han Solo from Star Wars, Kyle Rittenhouse, who shot first? You know what I mean? You're going to someday, right now you probably think one way, and then who knows? George Lucas might do a remake of the whole event. And then you realize it was the other way around. Just like the other night when I was nailing both your moms.
What the fuck?
Yeah, you guys have 2 different moms now. And I was banging them both at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was one way. Turns out it was the other. She didn't have a problem with it, though. Because your mom's a whore. You dirty, dirty whore. Bye, guys. Kids, go to sleep. Look, Daddy loves you. He's just doing this to be silly. It's good to get this out now because then I won't be super weird when I'm at home. Just tamper it down.
If this gonna be that kind of party, I'm gonna stick my dick in the mashed potato.